Hey everybody, how's it going? It's your pal Wes from Perfect Circuit, and today we're gonna get a little personal. I'm gonna show you a piece of gear that's very near and dear to me. It's very special, and it is the Korg Volca Sample. Now this is the Volca Sample 2, which addresses some concerns from the first box, like sample management. They gave you this fun little USB thing. They also gave you some more room, a couple more performance tricks, and better song mode management pattern chaining stuff. We'll take a look at it in just a sec. The reason this sampler is so special to me is because the version 1 released right about the time I was getting out of college, and I didn't have a lot of money. I was starting my first few jobs in synthesizer shops, and I had access to play around with a ton of really cool devices from Electron and Akai, but I couldn't afford any of them. At the time, there weren't as many budget options available, and then Korg exploded onto the scene with the Volca line. The first 3 analog instruments were absolutely revolutionary for budget electronic musicians, and then they followed that up with the original Volca Sample 1. Now this is the original day 1 unit that I got off the truck way back when in like 2014, and as you can tell, it has gotten some mileage out of it. Now this is my day 1 unit. It's yellowed from all the cigarettes I smoked in college, and it has been beat to crap. But this is the first sampling groove box that I ever possessed that allowed me to create my own little rhythms and jams, and it inspired me to start playing live shows and buy other gear. And the rest is history, because I'm making silly videos for you right now. So let's take a real quick look at what makes this box so special and fun, and why it's still a great thing for any beginner or anybody who's on the go to pick up today in 2022. One of the first things that makes the Volca Sample so endearing is sample 0001. I'm telling you guys, this kick drum. It's just, oh, it's so nice and round. I use it on my Digitact to this day. But let's take a look at the interface here, because it's super duper simple. You've got 10 sample tracks that you can load with whatever sample you like, and then every sample has these parameters. It's all just straight knob per function here. So you've got, start point, length, pitch attack decay, amp attack decay, pan, speed or pitch, all of the essential things you're going to need to manipulate samples to high heaven. In addition to these parameters, you've got an overall bass and treble, kind of like a filter DJ high-low cut that is super duper fun for performance oriented things. You've also got a reverse and a digital reverb that you can send your samples to as like a send effect. And then to round that all off, they've put in this step jump mode, which is kind of a little bit like the last step effect from the Electribe series. What makes it really interesting though is you'll notice that all of these pots are clear, which means that you can engage motion sequencing down here. So let's take a look at how we can use the motion sequencer. We'll just turn it on here, right? And then we'll hit play. And we can play around with the parameters we want to do. So I want this pad to kind of like thump and give us a little bit more groove, like. Yeah, something like that. So let's record that. So now that we've recorded it, it's gonna have a little light on there showing us that it's doing something. We can stack all of these. We could even pan. And then we can easily engage the reverb by just turning that on. Use these EQs. We've got mutes. And the wonderful thing about this is that this is a little 12-bit machine. So by the nature of samples, it kind of crunches everything down. It converts everything that you put into it to 31 kilohertz. So it's kind of got that beautiful 90s crunchy 12-bit lo-fi sound to it. And I absolutely just love it for house sounds or jungle type stuff or just kind of like gritty, dusty techno. This little box can do it all. Something that the Volca Sample 2 can do that the Volca Sample 1 cannot is P-locking. So now you can grab a step and then simply just turn the knob that you want to adjust up a little bit and it'll blink at you. So you can dial in really precise and exact modulation for every one of these parameters. So we could even change this one. Now let's bring everything else back in. Do you hear this? This is just grooving. I just pulled this out of nowhere. It's so much fun. You see this thing? And we didn't even talk about the swing. Let's take a listen to it. You can actually see the swing. Let's send this guy a little bit of reverb. This box was the first device that I ever really had that kind of gave me a set of tools that I could use to perform and sequence these samples in a really accessible way. And I learned a ton of techniques and different styles of composing and playing with music and samples that I've carried with me to this very day. There are a ton of things that I learned how to do on the Volca Sample that I'll approach any sampler nowadays with that same mindset of like, can I do something like this? So how about I show you a few of those cool little techniques that I cooked up. So the Volca Sample does not have a delay or an echo, but you can kind of fake it with the loop function here, and I'll show you how to do that. So we've got this pad sound, and I'd like for it to kind of just be like bam, 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 like a delay or like an echo, you know? So we're gonna turn this loop on, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna assign an attack and a decay envelope here. So now it's gonna kind of fade out a lot quicker, right? So now that we've turned the loop on, we can turn our length way, way down here. And you hear it's starting to stutter out for us there. We can increase the decay a little bit. And then add some reverb. All right, and then let's see if we can maybe sequence something a little cool here. So let's go like bum, and then let's go up here and make it a a little bit shorter length, and then a longer decay, and then maybe over here we'll do a little bit of pitch up, and then a longer length, and yeah, so now we've kind of got a little bit of a complex P-locked pattern in our Volca sample, and we'll see how it sounds. We're going to need to slow this way down. It's not perfect, but we can play with the tempo here. And then we can kind of bring this more into context with a kick drum, right? Now the Volca Sample 2 can do tons of stuff that the Volca Sample 1 cannot do. First of all, it's got twice the amount of space for samples. You can put longer samples in. I feel like the samples sound just a titch better. On top of that, the last step, the step jump mode, is absolutely incredibly wonderfully useful again. On the Volca Sample 1, it was very usable. You just had to have like perfect timing, which not everybody has. It's something you got to work with. So let's take a look at how cool this last step functionality is, and let's do another cool thing. Let's chain together 1, 2, and 3, and we'll hit play, and then we're going to hit function and step mode, and we're going to have some fun here. So let's go. So what the step jump mode is doing is repeating whatever step you're holding down, but keeping track of where you are in the sequence. So whenever you let go, it just picks right back up. And what I'm doing here is kind of cheating the system a little bit by using one track as a break that is pretty much tempo synced here to the length of the pattern. So when I re-trigger it, it just pops back in where it thinks it should have picked up. There are tons of fun little tricks that you can discover with the Volca sample, and I hope that I've shown you guys that this is an incredibly flexible little machine here that's just super fun and runs on batteries, got a speaker. There's no reason that you shouldn't pick one of these up. Throw it in your backpack. Go have fun with it. It's honestly been a little hard to organize all my thoughts into a coherent video for you guys because I just have so many emotions about this little box. So let us know down in the comments which groove boxes, drum machines, samplers, synthesizers you guys have some emotional attachments to, and we'll check them out. Till next time, like, subscribe, hit the links in the bio, and we'll see you next time. Okay. Hey everybody, it's your pal Wes from Perfect Circuit, and I'm here today to ask for your phone number. Can we get your digits? Can I send you a text sometime? We want to text you and stuff, about stuff and stuff. We're starting a group chat just to tell everybody about the cool stuff that's happening, when it's happening, and, flash information, deals, anything you could want to know. We promise we are not going to call you. We're not like that. We're not going to call you. Okay? We're not going to do it.